This time on Piha Rescue.
Go straight around them for the pickup.
A rescue with a difference.
We've got two of us now.
Two damsels in distress at Hottie.
I got the speedos though.
A surfer in excruciating pain.
Oxygen down the pink.
And a spinal injury with devastating consequences.
Okay, rolling down. 1, 2, 3.
It's a glorious summer day at Piha Beach. Surfers relish the surf opportunities this morning, which is predicted to ease as the tide goes out this afternoon. An opportune time for all to play in the waves.
Hi, B. Do you mind popping around?
Popping around to the Pakiti Rip to do a PA. Preventative action, where a few people are entering the water straight into a rip. Lifeguard Chode is not pleased. Within 30 seconds, one of them is dragged out to sea by the notorious Pakiti Rip.
Go straight around them for the pickup.
Fortunately, his mates have not followed him. Tane prepares to make the pickup, though the rules of gravity prevail and it's Tane who succumbs to the waters. Luckily, they land on a sandbank and all can have a good laugh about it.
Just float around to the cove and we'll grab you there.
They've drifted closer to the rocks already. It's not safe to do an IRB pickup where they are. Following his nose rather than the lifeguard, this guy tries for a shortcut across the rocks. Tane immediately orders him back into the water.
Grab the tube. Grab that.
After a 10-meter hoist, they arrive at the cove.
It's too hard to swim that last little bit onto the beach.
Admitting defeat, the guy takes up the invitation of a lift back to the main beach.
Yeah, hold on that hand.
Swimming can be done safely at Piha when swimming in the flagged area. Graciously thankful for the assistance, his mates fail to see the seriousness of it.
Oh, I just went for a little paddle.
What happened, bro?
And
We're worried about you.
started drifting to the side.
Here on the east coast at Hotwater Beach, the weather is just as beautiful. The low tide results in the quest for hot water by all holidaymakers, including overseas backpackers.
Go ahead over.
Kiwi, experienced buses just going around behind you.
Practice at Hottie is such that they educate the young and reckless while conveniently collectively restrained on a bus. Gary is on it today.
Well guys, as you can see, it's nice and calm at Hotwater Beach today. We have done 20 odd rescues in the last 2 days because everybody sees it's so nice and calm, they're just going swimming anyway. You can see where we've got the flags at the moment. We've got a rip just on the left hand side of that set of flags and another one just over here, and that rock where you guys will be going down later for the hot pools. There's a rip that runs straight out from there as well.
While locals are privy to easy travelling routes to the beach, these two backpackers from Yorkshire find the shortest path is also the deepest path.
We are on the Kiwi Experience and we are come for one evening to try out Hotwater Beach.
They're joined by fellow internationals.
Yeah, this was our group. They from Sweden, we're from Holland, but they're a little bit afraid to swim.
Sweden, no one can swim.
No one.
But Gary is at the hot pools for other reasons.
Where's the rip current going to that, or really into the sea?
It's running through, it's coming sucking through here, going out past the rock, going across there, then out the back. You can see it just behind that rock, going straight out.
It is always an interesting period when backpackers descend on Hotwater Beach, but they are in good hands, short and tall. At Piha, the waves have eased. Now low tide, there is ample playground to try out new tricks. With lifeguard Tim on flag duty, Patrol Captain Logan is in the club's patrol tower.
Oh, I mean, it's not dangerous, it's just super low tides at the moment, so we've got quite sucky little wave just like crashing down quite hard and shallow water really.
And it is exactly these conditions which are suddenly the cause for concern. A surfer has crashed headfirst into a sandbank.
All copy, is it a spinal injury or what? Over. Do you want to go down? You go down and show and make a call. Okay.
A spinal cord injury is very serious. It can cause paralysis below the site of the injury. The lifeguard's first priority is to safely get him out of the water, assess and immobilize him. When you suspect someone has a spinal cord injury, you do not move them unless it is absolutely necessary. Lifeguards are required to have several first aid certificates and are trained for situations like these. Lifeguard Tom joins Tim, who, while on flag duty, was first to respond.
Yeah, go.
18-year-old male sitting in a sample of surfboard. It's a spinal injury. Stand by for more details. Just get him out of the water now.
Get up there by the rod. Yeah. Oxygen.
Surfcom, Piha.
Yeah, slow down. Okay, there. Everybody down. Down on my count. 1, 2, 3. Down really slowly. There we go.
I see him like in the water, like bending down and holding his knee, and then like he asked for help, and that lady helped him, and then we bring him out of the water and we put him on the surf things and we help him bring it to the out to the sand.
I'm just going to put the stiff neck underneath you. We're just trying to get a neck brace in, you alright, mate? So, it's my hand touching your head. My name's Tom. I'm a lifeguard. That'll be about...
Surfcom Piha. At the moment, we've got lifeguards responding to what's believed to be quite a serious spinal. A surfer has hit the sand while surfing. We're just requesting an ambulance, possible Westpac if possible. Over.
Piha, that's all copied. Can you just advise whether the patient is conscious, alert, and whether there is any severe bleeding present? Over. Logan, show.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, patient's conscious, breathing, is in pain. Over.
The neck brace is almost on, but of course does nothing for his excruciating pain.
Glenn, where's the pain? Right between my shoulder blades. Right between the shoulder blades? Yeah. Do you have any lower pain? No. Okay, I'm going to tighten it. Yeah, I can feel my toes. Yeah, hold on. You're about to feel, you've got a bit of pressure on the toes.
He can still feel his toes. Lifeguards continually assess the patient for any changes. Anaru prepares the oxygen.
Logan showed.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to need a bit more manpower down here. We've got our hands full with the flags at the moment. Over.
Yeah, copy. Aaron's coming down on the runner now, and I've been Duncan to man the flag.
Yeah, we could do.
Yeah, show my dad.
Yeah.
Girls, quick.
Is he local? Or is he on the beach?
Yeah, he's here.
Just let you get a bit of oxygen coming onto you. Right, there we go. 1 minute. Alright, the best thing for you to do right now, man, is just relax. Alright, I don't want you to try to move anything. Okay?
Tim and Anaru set up the spinal board, the only safe way to transport him to the medical room. The doctor arrives.
So he's hurt his back.
What's he doing?
He's coming off my head first.
Oh, right, yeah.
He's done some injuries to his back.
Yeah.
We don't know what. All we're going to do is get him, roll him,
I know.
board in, and we'll get him under the surf.
Are you awake?
Yeah, I'm all good.
Where's your pain?
Basically between my shoulder blades, really tight.
Okay, right. Okay. Can you wiggle your toes?
Yeah.
Wiggle, all right, okay. Have you got any pains down your back, down your legs?
No.
None at all?
No.
Okay.
How about in your neck?
No, that seems pretty sweet.
Okay, can you move your hands?
Yeah, everything's tight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what are you going to do? You're going to move him onto...
We're going to get him onto the stretcher here.
The doctor gives the go-ahead for transport.
Guys, on the count of 3, I'll go 1, 2, 3, lifting on 3, alright? Watch that, it's nice and slow. Alright, lifting 1, 2, 3. Okay, rolling down, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Good job, mate, you alright? It's a really good job, Glenn, you're doing really well. Alright, guys, we want to slide it across, the count of 3. Alright, Glenn, not much longer, mate, we're going to do one more shift, alright? 1, 2, 3. Good job, mate. Fair enough on there, guys? Someone jump up. Tightening up. That's all you're going to be moving. Now you've been put on this board, we're going to tighten you up, so you're going to feel some pressure around the legs, around the waist. Right, and then we'll tighten you up around the neck here. That's all you're going to move from here, and then we're going to transport you back up to the car park, okay?
Westpac Rescue is unable to attend due to another emergency. In the patrol tower, radio communication with Surfcom is far from ideal.
Just have you got any updates on the status of the patient? Over.
Surfcom, fault still very broken. Copied that for an ambulance, priority 1.
On the beach, Tom has secured the padding around his neck.
Just try and take it easy.
When I've just put that around your neck, is that too tight?
What have you done there? Still copied. I've just directed the ambulance to meet you just outside the Surfcom. Just keep me posted with any other details. Surfcom's standing by.
Piha first responder, Fiona, arrives.
We need to transport this into an office down there, and this guy that he was surfing, he landed on his head, and he's got like in his little back, like between the shoulder blades, real sore, and he's got a little bit of blood coming out of his mouth, but I think it's because of teeth. He can feel all his extremities and stuff.
Can I jump on the back?
Yeah.
Entonox is given. The only pain relief lifeguards are permitted to administer.
Nice deep breath to that, Glenn, like there's some good pain relief there. Mate, it's not going to take all the pain away, it's just going to take the edge off it, okay? It's going to be nice for you, so I'm trying to get transported up the beach.
Jode updates Fiona.
Okay.
Is the patient already off the board? He's on the board, been down here just over 10 minutes now, so cold and whatnot's becoming a factor. I'd like to get him on the rhino and get off the beach.
Yeah, I think that would be advisable.
1, 2, 3. Right, going straight back. Down nice and slow. Yeah, way down. That's the one. Right, so just message you on the back with our quad bike here, Aaron, and we're going to transport you up the beach. Alright, we're going to be right beside you the whole way up.
Although safely on the quad, Glenn's still set to endure a long, slow, bouncy journey to the medical room. In anticipation of the pending arrival, Fiona prepares everything to ensure a smooth transition from stretcher to bed. Outside, the ride is anything but comfortable and still very risky.
Hold still.
One wrong move and the patient could still get paralyzed.
All right, keep going.
Finally, the team reaches the medical room to await the ambulance. Meanwhile, at Hotwater Beach, our backpackers are lapping up nature's luxuries, including our 2 girls from Yorkshire, who are blissfully unaware they have floated out the length of a pool. The vicious rip they are in has one agenda: to steadily take them further and further out. The girls are still oblivious to the danger they are in. Gary is already on his way. Using fins for lifeguards is a must in these strong rivers. Andre also sees the two people in need of rescuing, so he is quick to follow. Resembling a Baywatch scene bearing all in his speedos, he makes a swift departure. When Gary reaches the girls, he is not dealing with the usual panicked patients.
If you want help.
In fact, the opposite can be said for the Yorkshires. Their New Zealand holiday could not have started better. Rescued by a knight with a helmet and shining armour.
I'm so sorry about this. I just got let down.
Here, that was quite heavy. We're just going to swim across the rip. Back on terra firma.
Oh God, I'll do it on my own.
You've got two of us now.
Andre arrives and competes for his position as rightful rescuer.
We're professional swimmers. We're professional. How did we get out here?
Yeah, do you want to hang on to that one?
Well, can I hang on to that one? That one's like, oh, you have to put your helmet. It's a full-on lifeguard with a helmet.
I've got the speedos though. He's just as much as a full-on lifeguard as I am.
All jokes aside, they still have to get out of this rip.
Go across? Yeah, I think we might go that way.
Please.
That was pretty good yesterday.
Instead of being whisked off by horse, they are less glamorously secured by tube.
Get food up. No way you should go down there. Yeah. Considering you guys are in like, what we're going to do, we're going to go that way. If you just mind your back and kick, girls, that'll be awesome. You both seem to be handling it pretty well. And if you see a big wave, just hold your breath.
For the girls, this rescue turns into their first New Zealand adrenaline ride, free of charge. Definitely not traumatized now, but perhaps upon watching themselves on TV, they might be. The girls return to their hot pool, where undoubtedly they will be the talk of the day by their fellow busmates.
I don't know which girls were. I think so.
Two over there. Pretty experienced, but
Yeah, they were on the bus with us.
I had good conversation in the water.
So don't go too deep when you can stand and we can swim, and yeah, they can swim.
they've still got a couple of really good rips running out, but it's one of those education things. We go out there and tell them all, and they still keep going back out and swimming the same place because it looks the safest place to go for a swim.
Back at Piha, the ambulance is 5 minutes away.
How was it? How was the entrance for you? Did it make things a bit better for you?
Made me feel sick. Okay. All right. Ambulances are very far away now, and they'll be able to give them something a bit stronger.
Glenn's family arrive. This was definitely not their expected end to the day at Piha.
That'll be all right. He's all right. He just needs to go to hospital and get some x-rays and get a few things.
Tim was the lifeguard who saw it unfold.
Oh, well, I was like, watching the flags as usual. He just does a normal wipeout, didn't think much about it. And then when he turned around and I saw his face, he was in agony and stuff, I could tell, there's something wrong.
This is Glenn. Glenn's been out surfing today. He's put his head on the sandbar, come off his board, his head on the sandbar, straight away, started pain in between the shoulder blades.
Okay. Yeah, he was in excruciating pain. His face is something I'd never seen before. He had a little bit of blood coming out of the mouth. I think it was because of his teeth or something going into his gums when he fell, because he landed on his head.
The next critical phase. Moving him from the spinal stretcher to the ambulance stretcher.
So what we're going to do is we're going to roll you to your left. 1, 2, 3.
Before the pain reliever can be administered into his arm, his wetsuit needs to be cut.
Does it hurt to lift the arm? What about this one? It's just the angle that it's on. Okay. It'll be alright to move now. Is that okay? Yeah. Come on this arm, okay? Just cutting your wetsuit, alright? Oh. Oh. When we moved you, if we call that a 10 out of 10
Yeah, I've heard it, so I've never had pain backs.
Okay.
Just
down there.
sorting out to give this gentleman a little bit of pain relief. So we'll draw up some morphine for him.
Have you had morphine before?
It's just sort of a classic low tide spinal injury on the bar. It happens. In previous years it's happened probably 3 or 4 of them a year. We get people have just surfed down a wave and kept on going head first into the sandbank and stuffed their back or their neck.
Almost immediately, the morphine starts to work.
That guy was in pretty excruciating pain. He wasn't able to, he didn't like the analgesic gas that we've got here. It made him feel sick, which has happened to some people. So that complicated things. It would have been extremely unpleasant for that guy being tied to a spinal board. It's not very nice.
Finally, Glenn is comfortable enough to be transported to the hospital.
I don't know how many lifeguards, there's probably 5 or 6 lifeguards in there. While it was in full swing and everyone was working really well, everyone knew what to do, good teamwork.
The X-ray revealed Glenn had 2 fractured vertebrae. The day wrapped up relatively pain-free at Hottie today, although some might be marked by a particular damsel in distress episode. Next time on Piha Rescue, a rescuer becomes the rescuee at Hot Water Beach. Another mass rescue in Raglan. And Jack the Ripper claims more victims.
Why got the gun?